games and give us audio. Okay, and we are back. I had to refresh a couple of times to make sure everything was set up properly, so I'm just going to test in chat to confirm the chat is working. My Twitter command, chat is working, but yeah, we're back. The dinosaur story, and oh, I should actually make first of all, I'm going to see if I can move my computer over just a bit. If you want to move over also a bit, so yeah, there we go. Get a bit out of the way of my computer. Or get my computer out of the way of the TV screen for me. But actually make sure that everything is lined up, like audio, video-wise. Test. Okay, excellent. Looks good. So, we are back at it with this.
Whatever this is.
With 100% of this game, maxing out our scores. As you can see, I'm at about 6 million. Evan is at close to 7 million, I think. We'll see exactly what he's at after it goes back to his turn. I'm not sure exactly how high we'll get to today, because we're going to be going till about 7 o'clock-ish. Just working on maxing out the points. Game is a little on the quiet side for y'all, it looks like right now. I'll turn up a bit as soon as my turn's done and it goes to Evan's turn. Because, let's be honest, the audio doesn't matter too much, so I'd rather not waste time fiddling with it during my turn. When I could be just, you know, getting more points. And you remember also to be dropping off to the left so that I'm better lined up with the door when it ends. See, now we're right next to the door. Yeah. It's just a word of interesting stuff. Yesterday we went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home. We're not going to go spoiling it for everyone, but I'm just going to say I really loved it. I assume you did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great movie. I think my favorite Spider-Man movie yet. Beating out Homecoming, which was my previous favorite movie. Another thing that's going to, you know, lower everyone's opinion of me is if I list actually my Spider-Man movies in order. So, Far From Home, Homecoming, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 2. I know everybody, so many people love Spider-Man 2. I rewatched, like, it was already, like, the bottom of my pile just from what I remembered of it. I watched it again recently, I'm like, this is worse than I remembered. I also rewatched most of Spider-Man 3 recently, and that one was, it was about what I remembered. Spider-Man 1, I have not rewatched recently, though, so that one, kind of worried too now, after rewatching Spider-Man 2, it's like, because a big part with Spider-Man 1 was just like, you know, we were seeing Spider-Man on screen for the first time and such, like, yeah, there were things that were off, but like, we were able to forgive it, because it was like, superhero movies at the time, like, we did not have much. Like, what do we have? Like, a handful of Batman movies, a handful of Superman movies, I think the first X-Men movie,
Yeah.
and then, like, Blade, and we had movies like Steel, we had Howard the Duck, we had, like, you know, stuff we had was not that great. Okay. Turn game audio up a bit. I think game audio should be at a good level for y'all. You can let me know in chat if it's not. And yeah, and how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a good day. Good Wednesday as we're getting into... depending on where you are, like late afternoon, early evening. Some places it might already be night, it might already be tomorrow. Yeah. In theory, if you're in like the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it might still be the morning. I don't know exactly how far the time zones go before it just like switches to tomorrow.
The National Dayline is somewhere in the middle of the Pacific, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly where.
And I do recall that where, like, the dayline isn't actually a straight line, if I recall correctly. So there's some stuff that is the same time, but a day apart, just because of the way they did it. So there's, like, you know... So it's like... Along that, latitude or longitude, I can never remember which.
Longitude.
Okay, along that longitude, there's, like, somewhere that's, like... That would be, like, at a certain time, you know, 2 p.m. Tuesday. Another place along there that would be 2 p.m. Wednesday.
Because of course it is.
Because time zones aren't convoluted enough as it is.
It's really convoluted.
What's funny was when I was looking at it, like, which countries have the most time zones? And, like, there are some, like, some of the top ones that make sense, like Russia, Canada, US. Australia was surprisingly not that many. France was up there.
Why does that not surprise me?
Now, some of it was because of, like, technicalities of, like, territories under the control in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
But I think some of it was just France itself has more than it needs.
Canada has a half hour somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I think it's Australia that has, like, a 15-minute one. Or 45-minute, depending on which side you're going from, but...
That is great. Annoying.
It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, time zones, like... I'm of the opinion, and I know this would be way too difficult to implement, because everybody would hate it, and, like, once we got used to it, it'd be fine, but is getting rid of time zones and just having, like, the same time everywhere, and just like, okay, in some places, 4 a.m. is the middle of the night, in some places it's the middle of the day, right?
Yeah, that'll make something's a lot easier.
Yeah. The big thing is just, like, communicating times with people internationally and such, or, cause, like, you know, as a streamer, like, whenever I, like, post my stream time online, it's always, like, I always have to include, you know, CDT or CST, depending on the time of the year. The thing is, like, a lot of people actually end up not including, just doing CST year-round. But the problem there comes in is that, like, Saskatchewan is CST year-round.
Yes, it is.
Right? Or the CST or the other one year-round?
I don't know.
I actually don't know if they're CST or whatever, the mountain one? No.
I think that was the next one, yeah.
They're probably CST year-round.
I think they're...
Because Saskatchewan being mountain would just be weird, because they're flatter than us.
Yeah, I think they are, ours we don't count for daylight savings.
Yes. That makes it, I think.
I don't remember when that is, but...
I mean, they're the same as us in winter?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I also like to get our daylight savings time.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah, daylight savings time is something that just needs to be abolished. People are always like, but the farmers want it. No, the farmers don't want it.
Farmers don't care. Farmers don't care.
Best case scenario, they don't care.
It's fair enough.
A lot of them don't want it. That's just the excuse given by people that
don't know how farmers work.
Yeah. Because farmers are going to get up with the sun and the animals regardless of what a clock says.
Yeah.
And then when you have the 7-hour shift for everything else, then that can also still cause issues, because it's like, oh, they're slowly shifting their time, you know, earlier or later, depending on which way, like, the days are getting. And then all of a sudden, clock shifts an hour, so then they also have to shift that hour.
Yeah.
Oh well. So we're gonna go till about 7 tonight. So that would give us. Should get about. You'll probably be at about like 8 million. Wait. I think 8 million. And no, yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you'll be at about 8 million, and I'll be at about like 7.5 million. Ish, like those are approximates. Very approximates, but then the plan is to continue with this tomorrow at about 4. So I don't have a regular stream that I'm doing tomorrow because I'm working tomorrow. Which is also why we can't go like later because I'm working at 4 AM tomorrow.
Lovely.
Yeah. And then around 4 PM, CDT will be back here continuing this then. And yeah. I actually have a thought also, that's something I want to try. Okay. I was wondering if like going through the door slows down the P-switch and such. I think it does a bit. I don't know if that's really worth it, but like, I'm just curious. Sometimes you want to test stuff out. I'm just also going to post that we've looked a few places that we've switched. Okay, we are now working on Super Mario Brothers 3. Okay. P-switch. It's weird also, like... My viewer count has gone up from what it was, like, when I was playing through LEGO Batman. It was mostly staying at 2 or 3. Now we're doing this and it's at 5. I assume it's more due to the time and just, you know, people getting off work and such. But, it's like... People find... this... I mean, to be fair, LEGO games are somewhat repetitive, but they're not quite on this level. Yeah, my question on the stream is, do you think LEGO should try and get licenses to do Nintendo sets?
I would be all for that.
Yeah. And then also, you know, they could do, you know, LEGO versions of Nintendo games. Like, you know, like LEGO type games and apply that to Nintendo stuff or whatever. That'd be so fun. LEGO The Legend of Zelda. Where Link gets to destroy even more things than just, like, it's not just pots and signs he's destroying anymore, it's everything. we get to those numbers I was saying today, then probably won't quite finish tomorrow then with maxing our scores, but we'll probably get pretty close. And then I'm not sure when we're... I mean, it depends, we might go a bit later tomorrow, we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if I want... because Friday I'm working like 9 AM to 5:30, I think.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could still like squeeze something in there in the evening, but that would be a bit of a tight squeeze into the schedule. Saturday wouldn't be time, because working 8 to 4:30, and then I'm doing a Star Wars RPG stream at 8 in the evening. I got actually on my work schedule for next week today. I mean, it's a Wednesday, so it could still change, because like Friday's when, or not Friday, Thursday's when my work schedule is finalized, but work schedule for next week looks interesting. Have, you know, Monday off as I often do. Which I'm looking forward to, because that means, hey, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga I should be able to beat Lego Batman today. Hopefully beat Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga next Monday. Maybe. Hopefully that'll be it. It's 1 or 2 more streams that I have left in that game. Mainly because I still have one more piece of equipment that I need to do the boss repeat trick on, but I had another one that was in Bowser's Castle as well that went reasonably quickly. I mean, maybe just in comparison to me doing that trick on an item where the max is 99 instead of the 9 that equipment is, anything seems short in comparison. Maybe not this, but, well, no, actually, no. Even this is, like, a lot faster than getting 99 golden mushrooms in there. Although this, in some ways, seems, well, to take... Well, see, that was... took longer, also just in, like, the time, because it was more spread out, because it was just, like, Mondays I was streaming, right? This... I'm adding in extra streams to do because of the fact that I have to leave my NES running for it. I actually had 2 separate conversations with entirely different people earlier today in like Twitch chats or whatever about like saving in. Wait, was one of them was definitely in Twitch chat. The other one might have been in a Discord, but about saving in old games and how some old games I don't even have them. Both times I was like, yeah, I currently have my NES running straight since Sunday because of the lack of saving. Although that being said, Super Mario World has saving, but it still doesn't save the score. Yeah. You tired? Just seem a bit quiet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite of me. When well, no. As I'm getting tired to a certain point, I'm, you know, less talkative. Then I hit a point where I become way more talkative and occasionally sing, as we discovered.
Yeah,
well,
we did.
Pretend I'm doing air quotes when I say the word sing, because I don't want to take my hands off the controller while I'm playing. Yeah, and eventually it does loop around back to being quiet again. But that's usually like the point of passing out. Or near the point of passing out. So. This week is also good, practice for the fact that starting, I think sometime next week, I'm going to be adding in daily Animal Crossing streams. So on days that I'm already streaming, it'll be something similar to this, where like I'll go, you know, take a break, switch games, switch over to Animal Crossing, and then Animal Crossing I won't be doing quite as long as we're doing this today, but like it'll probably, I mean, depending. Sometimes it might be like a 3-hour Animal Crossing, but a lot of times it'll be like an hour or 2. Days that I'm not streaming, those will be a bit less set when I'm not doing a regular stream. Those will be a bit less set when I'm going to do the Animal Crossing. It'll be kind of based on, well, when I'm because if I'm not streaming, that means I'm working. So it depends on like when I get home from work, how tired I am, what I'll have to do. and such. So yeah, the bonus, the bonus in general will be those streams will be also then a bit later than my normal streams, and because some days of my normal streams are after. Well, I mean, still part of it, because there'll be still like one continuous stream just with me going on break for a little bit. But that means more people will actually be able to catch the Animal Crossing streams because of being out of work and all that. Out of done work for the day, not out of work as in like out of a job. Hopefully, some people might be, but unfortunately, that's the reality we live in. That people lose their jobs sometimes. Sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for bad reasons. Yeah. Yeah. So how's everyone's week been so far? We've made it to Wednesday. Hump day. We're over the hump. You heard that before? Hump day?
Yes.
Okay. The way you laughed, I was like...
that was more about the situation I got into.
Okay.
But...
Yeah. You have really what worries about with coins in this game compared to other games. In later games, coins are often spinning. This one, they're just there, not moving, just static until you capture them.
You went to buy a castle.
Yep, and an island. You have to buy the island first.
Obviously.
You can't just buy a castle without an island to put it on. Like, that'd be ludicrous. Possibly?
You said possibly.
Yes.
Excellent. Dang it, if that keeps happening, then I probably won't.
It's a mix of probably and possibly. And somewhere in between them on the chance scale. Oh yeah, you got this. You've got this on lock.
Maybe.
Chevron 7 million encoded.
That's what we're doing here?
I don't know.
That's how the ancients didn't have dreamed of making 7 million chevrons.
We need to make sure that the system can handle any number of addresses. So, some people who have been lurking in the stream on 24-hour stream was telling me that while our voices are like similar, they are like also like clearly distinct. Apparently, our laughs are identical.
I see.
Which I consider rather unfortunate, because my laugh, I hate my laugh.
Fair enough.
Well, something like I noticed, because like a lot of people like say that they hate the sound of their own voice, right?
Sure.
I used to, but after like editing, back when I did vlogs or whatever, editing those, I eventually just got used to the sound of my voice. I don't even hate it. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like a great voice, but it's a fine voice.
Yeah.
My laugh, however, I don't like. And the thing is, because back when I was doing vlogs, I would very rarely laugh in them, right? But then all of a sudden, you know, when me and David started doing the podcast, there was something where I laughed because there was thought, because like, laughing at your own jokes is like, whatever, right? But when somebody else is like, makes a joke and you laugh at it, right? That happens more often.
Yeah.
So then, because of doing the vlog, I've heard my laugh a few times. Well, not very often because I don't generally listen to our podcast, but I've listened to the first one, and that was where I realized I don't like my laugh. Oh, I guess I've heard a few times when Ken's been listening to them when I'm like getting a ride with him or something. Well, that's a bit different because of the fact that he has it on like times 100 speed or whatever ridiculous thing it is. Not times 100 speed, but like what does Ken do, like times 2 speed or something?
Probably.
And then there's David who does like times 3 speed or some ridiculous thing.
Probably like David.
I've heard of time listening to audio only stuff at like regular speed.
I can use it, just seems weird.
What?
I can probably get use it pretty quickly. It just seems weird right now.
Yeah.
To do it.
I realized that with me doing Animal Crossing streams, even on the days that I'm doing regular streams, that means I'm going to be like splitting those ones on YouTube. I feel like I have to switch away from my current style of just putting up then one video on YouTube a day, because that means some days I'm doing 2 videos. Hey, Dragonfly Garden, thank you for the host. That is very much appreciated. How are you doing today? I'll give you a shout out in just about 21 game seconds. Yeah, welcome on in. How are you doing today? Okay, one last run. There we go. Yeah, if anybody's not following Dragonfly Garden, you definitely should be. Let me just remember how to spell shout out. Yay, it worked. Last playing Makers and Crafting. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. What was I saying before that host happened?
I don't remember.
Oh, right, videos. If I'm putting up just one a day, but I'm doing more than one some days, that means I'll just be ever falling behind, so then, like, videos will only be going up, like, further and further after they happen, so you have to change that, and probably just put up all the videos from a specific day, 2 days later. It's like... So if I were to do this now already, then both like a Batman video, what I was doing earlier, and then now this would both go up on Friday. Because I have to wait at least 24 hours before I can put them on another site. So, depending on, I could just do it tomorrow after, I guess, whenever the stream ends. So, if the stream ends at 7, then I could do it after 7 tomorrow, but that's later than I would be, wanting to put it up anyway. So, works to just do it 2 days later. I find that way I don't have to worry about making sure I wait till after the time. And it says it's 24 hours from the end of the stream. So, even the 24-hour stream that I started at 8 a.m. Sunday, went to 8 a.m. Monday. I'd have to wait till 8 a.m. Tuesday before I could put up any of it. Although, that brings up questions, if you just stop the stream for, stop streaming for, 10 seconds, come back, then that counts as a different stream, right?
Probably.
That'd be, obviously, that would be, pointless to do that for, a 3-hour stream, obviously, and break it up, so you could just, put, a 10-minute segment on another site early or whatever, that would be pretty good. But like for 24-hour stream, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you end stream, you lose things like any current hosts, any like I mean, that's the main thing. Any current hosts. I mean, if they're like auto hosts, there's a chance they'll come back, assuming nobody else higher than you on that person's auto host list comes on in the meantime. But yeah, it's a whole thing and stuff with people and all that jazz. But yeah. So yeah, hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. With lots of fun stuff, and it's back to my turn. One thing I'm also worried about is that, like, it's good well to do something like this, and also you're gonna randomly get, like, a raid from a big streamer. I mean, I guess we did kind of, we did get a decent-sized raid during the 24-hour marathon while doing this.
Yeah. But then we're already in our kind of weird conversation mode.
Yeah. But it was also, when I was doing my single-player Square Brothers 3 a couple months ago, when I got a raid from Frank. Although, that I think that happened while I was still, before I got to this level, so I was still doing, like, normal stuff at that point. Yeah, relatively normal stuff.
Kind of nice. Did you get that, like, in the last bit?
What?
For the last part of the stream.
Yeah.
When we're actually beating the game. So we ever get there.
I mean, as long as, like, the NES doesn't, like, leave her off, but it's been very consistent.
Yeah.
I think I'm just happy to be, like, be getting so much use. This kind of the thing with old technology and such doesn't see as much use as it gets older. Like, heck, so often when people are doing, like, NES or SNES games or whatever, they're doing them on, like, Virtual Console or emulator or whatnot. I mean, I even do that a lot. Like, I have so many games on the Virtual Console. Like, that's how I've been playing, like, the Ninja Gaiden games, Mega Man games, Ghosts and Goblins, so many other stuff. Because NES, I have, like, something like 90 games on it. Wii Virtual Console. Well, I think it's more like 80-some, but I think it was 90-some was the total, and I'm missing some of them. Yeah. You can't buy a game from the Wii Shop channel anymore. You can still download stuff you already bought, I'm pretty sure. So I actually went on the Wii Shop channel earlier today, just to, because I was just looking around at it or whatever. I was like, okay. And even going to, like, the store, like the list in the store or whatever, it doesn't even load. But when I went to, like, the, like, previously downloaded list or whatever, that still had stuff listed or whatever, so I assume you can use that to re-download stuff you already bought. It's not a great interface, though, because the reason I was also like, do I also have this game on Wii Virtual Console? I didn't think so, but I'm like, let's check. So I could, like, practice the level that we need to use the frog suit on. For the, like, Mushroom House. But I couldn't even, but it was like, going on that list, I would have to, like, just go through page by page with, like, probably, like, 10 games listed per page or something until I found it. So I'm like, yeah, no, screw that. And the games were, I think, listed in, like, the order I bought them. So it's like, yeah. Yeah. First check if I had it on 3DS Virtual Console, because that would be way more useful because of restore points. Because I could just go and look and be like, okay, make a restore, get to the level with Frog Suit, make a restore point right before it, and then that way I can try multiple times. Whereas even on Wii Virtual Console, I still have to do it in like I have to get there each time type thing.
Yeah.
And plus, getting there with a Frog Suit will be like, so I first have like, I mean, I guess Warped World 4. Get a. Where's the World 4?
The giant one.
Yeah. Get Warped World 3. Get frog suits. Then can you warp worlds? I have to check where you can all warp to from where. Let's see here. Super Mario Brothers 3 warps. Okay, in World 1, they can go to 2, 3, or 4. Using World 2 to 6, they can go to 5, 6, or 7. Okay, and if using World 7 to 8, they can go to World 8. That's for, it should also be, if it's using World 7 to 9, they can go to World 8, because the Warp World itself is World 9.
Ah, yes.
And that's a trick to, getting to World 8 with just 2 Warp whistles.
Yeah.
Okay, but so if I use the first one, go to World 3, and then from 3 I can go to 7. Which is this one. That actually works out perfectly, so then I just need to get 2 Warp whistles. After getting the first one, go to 3, get some frog suits. Okay, let me also go to Strategy Wiki. And, let's see here. Table of contents. World 3 has guaranteed frogs. Only 1 guaranteed frog suit, but 3 other potential frog suits, which are E, H, I, J. Okay, that's why we have so few frog suits.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think to use the canoe.
Well, we need the hammer for that, don't we?
Yeah.
I weren't using those.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah. But now we've already gone and changed our mind on that, or I've gone and changed my mind on that because, or not using like items because of the fact that frog suit, we need the frog suit, and also like we were already at the point even without the frog suit of it being random whether or not we'd be able to get us having one of each item. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's what's the other problem, is that it's... Getting a frog suit at this point is random. Because we have a 1 in 3 chance. I'm gonna also do some research to see if all of a sudden there's some way to, like... influence... it.
Oh, cheating. I don't know if we can do that.
What?
Other we had some... cheat devices, I don't think we can do it at this point. With the game in progress.
Yeah.
And I was like, just ignoring, like, we won't do it.
Because for NES cheat devices, you have to, put them in the system and then the game connects to the cheat device. I should know how it works for NES because, like... I mean, I guess there was something that would fit in there. You just have the, like, front flap open.
Yeah.
I'm just not actually really super aware of NES cheat devices.
Yeah.
I mean, the only cheat device I've ever actually used was on the N64 Game Shark. Once. For a very specific purpose. You know what that purpose was?
Not sure. I think I've heard it before. I don't remember.
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, clearing total
Yes.
save data, including like records and such,
Yes.
so that I could have a cartridge that had records that were gotten legitimately and not using in-game cheats. Yeah.
It's a cheat to do that. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah. I was gonna do the same thing with Donkey Kong 64. That wasn't to get rid of, like, records or anything. That was just certain things in that game, once they're unlocked on any file, they're unlocked completely, everywhere. For good for the cartridge. And I was like, oh, I want to unlock it myself. But there was absolutely no way to actually do that. I could not find any Game Shark codes online. I actually tried ridiculous stuff with that, because, like, you know how on the back of the cartridge it says, like, warning, do not, like, hold the game out while the system is on, do not, like, rapidly turn the game system on and off, don't do this, don't do that. All these things that could, like, ruin your save data. Tried all of them.
It didn't work.
Didn't work. I wasn't quite willing to go to the next step of, like, putting the cartridge in the microwave for, like, 10 seconds or whatever. I've heard of people doing that.
It worked?
I have no idea.
Did the game work after it?
I have no idea. Maybe not even 10 seconds, maybe like 2 seconds or something, I don't know. But
Well, that could work. I mean, whether or not it would destroy the game itself is a whole other story, but...
yeah.
It's possible the,
So I just went on, like, well, you know what, I can just avoid doing the stuff that is unlocked there until I have done what would be needed to unlock it myself.
If it knew where it stored the game data, you could possibly... I'm assuming it just stored game data. Game save data. You could possibly use a magnet to delete it by opening up the cartridge and...
The thing is, I've sometimes looking at stuff about save data in games and such, and like, the traditional way of doing it was like save batteries.
Yeah.
It was with, I think N64 and Game Boy Advance, where some stuff still used save batteries and some stuff used, what was it, EEPROM, I think it's called, which is like flash memory, I think. So, I'm not sure which of them Donkey Kong 64 uses. I actually think it's EEPROM, because actually if it's a save battery, then there's actually a really easy way of doing it. You open up the cartridge and temporarily disconnect the battery.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, save batteries are also magic.
Yes, they are.
We knew this from A Link to the Past.
Well, I tend to assume they were rechargeable.
I don't think they are, though. They're not supposed to be.
Well, I have proof that at least one of them was.
Yeah, so back when we were kids, he bought a used copy of A Link to the Past. The save battery didn't work, so we got a discount.
Yep.
A couple months later, started working.
Yep, and it's worked ever since, as far as I'm aware.
Which is then interesting because it's like, during that first bit, we got so good at like the beginning part of the game because we had to do it over and over again every time we played. And A Link to the Past is not a short game. Like, I mean, once you know what you're doing, it gets shorter and shorter, but, like, the first play, you know, especially early on, it's such a long game because there's so much to explore.
Yeah.
Especially compared to, like, the original Zelda. Like, a week and a half ago when I did, 12-hour marathon where I was playing some original Zelda and then A Link to the Past. Just playing them right next to each other like that and seeing, like, the leap forward it took. I mean, okay, there was Zelda 2 in between them that had a very different style, so it's a bit harder to compare with that one. But, like, A Link to the Past was going back to the Zelda 1 style, but taking it a couple levels ahead. Yeah. Whereas then, you know, Link's Awakening, which was just kind of like, okay, let's do, like, Link to the Past, but on a handheld, so what concessions do we have to make to, like, make that work? Then Ocarina of Time was like, okay, now we're taking Link to the Past and making it in 3D. gameplay is obviously, like, story is, you know, different, but, like, gameplay is like, okay, let's take, like, that style and put it into 3D. Majora's Mask was like, okay, let's take Ocarina of Time assets, make the story, but concentrate more on the story, make it, like, really creepy, and concentrate more on side quests than, like, main quests. Let's put a time limit on there, and, yeah, so it was like, let's take the Ocarina of Time engine and assets, but then make an entirely different type of game.
Yeah!
Hey, Yoey, welcome on in. Thank you for that host. If y'all aren't following Yoey, you definitely should be. He's a cool streamer, a good friend of mine, one of my Star Wars players for the Star Wars RPG, and yeah, what were you doing? You were playing Fable 2, Heisenberg, Barkmanberg. You should know I don't watch Breaking Bad.
Wait, what? Heisenberg's Breaking Bad?
Like, the main character there who, like, shaves his head.
Okay. I just know of Heisenberg as the physicist.
Oh.
Heisenberg certainty principle.
Yeah.
I could explain it, but I'm not going to unless people really want me to.
I always get, like, people, you know, referencing me, in this case, looking like somebody else, but all the time I get references to my name, like, people will make, like, South Park jokes or whatever, because they think, like, Eric Barkman is a reference to Eric Cartman. Or some people think Eric Barkman is a reference to Elric Bachman from, Silicon Valley. If you're familiar with that show.
No.
But yeah. Secret hidden warning that next session you will all die. I still need to figure out what has happened in the next section. I have some ideas where I want the story to go, but some of them will... At least some of the ideas involve things like, if Jake, and when Jake is able to play again, because, like, his character's still in Imperial custody, so, you know, obviously at some point he should be rescued. But, like, if Jake's not going to be there, it's like, that's not really a great, that's not really a great idea to do for the story. But, yeah. I haven't checked in with him yet about if he has any idea when he'll be playing again. Not that I'm, like, mad at him for not playing, like, I understand, you know, people have busy lives and such. I'm actually, like, surprised so many people are, like, playing every week. Because when I originally envisioned this, I was expecting, like, a larger pool of players, and with more trade-offs week-to-week type thing. Like, I was expecting, like, oh, I'd have a lot of people, and then, like, some would come back some weeks, others would come back other weeks. But for the past, what is it, 3 weeks, I think I've had the same 5 players. And even then, like, a lot of them, like, for longer than that, or whatever, and such. But, like, the identical, group, I think, for the past 3 sessions. Which I'm not complaining about it either, like, I'm very happy that, y'all are, you know, willing to keep coming back week after week to play with me. Just the crazy times to, like, say play at 4 AM. Well, you know, it's your fault for being born in Europe. Wait. There's a reason every other player is in North America, I think. Yeah. I've asked a few other, Actually, I don't know where you were born. Maybe you were born in outer space, I don't know. I don't actually know, I suppose. I just... Yeah, but yeah, there are a few other European players other Europeans I've asked to play, at least one Australian. I think every other European I've asked has, yeah. Every other European I've asked, I think, has said no. Not necessarily because of the time, but just... I think everyone else I've asked from Europe has just not been interested. Australia, I asked, she's interested, but has an extremely busy schedule, which, you know, yeah. I mean, plenty of the people I've asked from North America also have. Some have also said no because of busy schedule. Some have said no because of just not being interested. Actually, I have like my list of like everybody that I've asked, just so like if they're not interested, like I know not to ask them again or whatever. I have a lot of people that are like, you know, not interested because RPG, and some people that are not interested because Star Wars. So, like, people that are not interested because Star Wars, like, oh, if I end up doing a different RPG down the line, I could, like, be like, hey, you want to play Dungeons & Dragons, or whatever. Yeah. You've played Rocket League with Kilo till, like, 9 AM, so you're sure that was fun. Yeah. I mean, both you and her have terrible sleep schedules, like, and coming from me, that's saying something. I don't even have a sleep schedule.
I do, but mine is just really weird.
Well, since I've given up the pretense of having one, I found that like going to bed at like it used to be like it's like, oh, if like, you know, I'm regularly going to bed at like, let's say 9, and I try to go to bed at 8, I have trouble falling asleep at 8. Since I give up any pretense of it, like I found I could like go to bed at 8 and fall asleep. I could go to bed at 9 and fall asleep. I go to bed at 10. Like, and part of it is just the fact that I'm just getting so little sleep that as soon as I go to bed, I'm like exhausted.
Well, I've had it where when I do have to get up suddenly is when I have the hardest time getting to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Like, when it doesn't really matter, it's like, whatever. But it's like, oh, I'm working tomorrow now, or whatever.
See, the trick is to get like 5-6 hours of sleep on a good night, and like 3 hours on a bad night. You'll fall asleep a lot quicker then. Who has the worst sleep schedule, you or her? I'm not sure. Like, having a bad sleep schedule is definitely something that's something that's really part of her brand. With you, it's just like you don't bring it up as much, but when you do, it's like, oh yeah, that is actually a pretty bad sleep schedule. Well, you and her actually hanging out so much. It's actually one of the great things I love though about doing this RPG, and one of the things like that. Well, one of the reasons I want to do this was just because I have so many different online friends, and you know, getting more of them to become friends with each other and such is just such a awesome thing. With that, though, time to go fry yourself some self-made nuggets. Nuggets. Oh. Yeah. Even getting married, apparently. Right. Recon's planning the wedding because that's gonna go so well. No, I need to put a mushroom first.
Story of my life, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Recon, that was where Recon was saying about the catering being McDonald's or something, right? Just make sure it's like American McDonald's, where you can get like, what is it, like 40 chicken McNuggets for like a few bucks or something.
Sounds about right. Me and Ken did that a couple of times.
Which is like so glorious. Like, we do that at our McDonald's.
Yeah, me and Ken did a couple times on a road trip 2 years ago.
Because like the chicken McNuggets are the best thing at McDonald's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, their burgers are fine.
I like their breakfast too, but that's more just because they're always available and really cheap.
Yeah. And their fries are good because, you know, fries just in general are good.
Fries with salt, not too much salt.
What?
Not too much salt.
They add enough salt that, like, it's addictive.
Maybe with slightly less salt than normal, I think.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you were, like, in and out. Okay, that's right, yes. In-N-Out is a American restaurant, fast food place.
So we're having different fast food places.
Well, like A&W's. Well, there's an American A&W, but it sucks. Good A&W is a Canadian thing.
Yes, it's a different company for reasons I don't fully remember.
Basically, in the 70s, the Canadian company split off.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be bought out by another company, and then eventually bought itself or something.
That's awesome.
I don't know exactly how it went, but I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure the Canadian A&W is just like a cell phone company at this point. Okay, enjoy your nuggets. Bring some over to share. It's not that far. Only crossing like one ocean.
Can we send food over the internet yet? Because that would be awesome. I mean, we sort of can. I just, you know, ordering food for people.
Yeah.
Through the internet.
Yeah. Can't do that today. I already spent too much money on food.
Yeah, that's fair.
We pay tomorrow, and then we'll see if I'm already over budget on food. I might already be over budget. Between food and the addiction that is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I mean, you can see right here my, like, need to 100% stuff.
Animal Crossing and Eric do not mix.
Well, Pocket Camp specifically because it uses, you know, microtransactions.
Yeah.
And, like, random stuff. So, like, there's actually some countries now where Nintendo's having to remove Pocket, no longer have Pocket Camp be available because of, like, changes in, like, laws and, like, regarding, like, you know, well, microtransactions, because they're essential, because they're a very predatory business practice and such.
And kind of like gambling.
Well, specifically because, like, it's, stuff for a random thing or whatever. Because, like, where you can, like, just straight up be like, okay, I'm paying this for this,
yeah,
fine. When you're paying this for the chance of getting that.
Yeah, then it's kind of like gambling.
Yeah. So there's a lot of countries that are cracking down on that, which is leading to Nintendo having... The thing is, if enough countries do that, then they'll just have to stop doing that in Pocket Camp, which is... Before they did the fortune cookies, I'm not sure if I ever spent money on Pocket Camp, maybe like once or twice.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm not sure what I think about that argument, because as someone who's played trading card games, those are a very similar concept, just with, you know, physical stuff instead of,
Well, see, the difference with physical as opposed to digital is, once you have those cards,
you still have them.
You have them. And you can also, if you want specific ones, you can buy them secondhand.
That's fair.
With digital game, first of all, yeah, like, you don't buy them in the game wherever you can't get them. But then also, if all of a sudden, you know, they shut down the game,
you have nothing.
You have nothing, exactly.
Yeah, this physical card game, even if they stop making the game, you can still play it.
Exactly.
So there's that,
yeah.
Yes.
Because, like I think I was mentioning the other day, like, I have the Atomic Robo game on my iPhone that I just can't play anymore.
Yeah.
Even, like, that one was, like, taken down. But, like, I also have, Flappy Bird, or, the iOS version of Flux, like, you know, the card game Flux. Both those I can't play because they're not, they haven't been updated to work with, like, the current versions of iOS. So, like, I think, if I got, like, an older, or got an iPhone with an older version on it, I could still connect it to my account and then, you know, download and play them. Well, Flappy Bird, maybe. I'm not sure if because some stuff you can't even download anymore even if you have in the past. Some stuff, like, you can only download, like, if you've got it in the past, because then it's still on your account, but you can't, like, even if it's free, you can't buy it anymore, type thing, right? But some stuff, as long as you have... It all depends on, like, just how much it's taken off the store. If it's just taken off for new purchase, or if it's taken off for the store totally. And sometimes it'll just even be taken off your device. the Iron Man 3 game for iOS. Also, the other day I was looking at my phone and I'm like, but the other day I mean a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a couple months ago, maybe even a year ago. Time's lost on meaning, but I was looking at through like where I have like my Marvel app, my MCU related apps. I'm like, where's the Iron Man 3 game? I look through in the store. I'm like, okay, it's not in there. Look at my like list of downloaded or purchased or whatever it's called things, and it's like it's not there. Go look online, do some search. Oh, it was just completely like removed. And like that was a free game or whatever.
Yeah.
But it might have had microtransactions. Although for that, if it did, it was probably like for like restoring energy faster instead of just waiting for time or whatever. I think I played the game like once, so I don't even remember it. But it was like an endless runner, except an endless flyer, and like it was like 3D, so you're always like moving forward and just like aiming and shooting or something. I don't remember exactly. But the thing is, that's an MCU game, so I want to like be able to eventually beat that, and now I can't even play it. That's part of my problem with online-only stuff. I think I was talking about that the other day, where I wanted to like make a company that just like does that, like just gets these old games that just aren't available anymore, and makes them available again.
I said Eric a weird number.
Yeah.
I'm just counting how many points I get.
Oh yeah.
I got for the run.
And I mean, like, releases stuff like through officially, like, by getting the license and such, because obviously you can just, like, put, like, ROMs online or whatever, but... Yeah. Yeah.
The fridge?
Yeah, that's in the fridge. You can microwave it or eat it cold, whichever you prefer. Past the 6s. The all 6s. Now we're gonna get up to about, I'm gonna get up to about 7.5 million today, I think. Evan should be passing the 8 million mark. Hi, Micah. Welcome in. How are you doing? How's it going? Had no issues?
Not really. To find plates, but that was
Yeah.
too bad.
Didn't have an issue with the fact that the box is kind of stuck to the bottom of the
That had a
fridge.
bit of an issue, but that I figured out right away.
Yeah.
Just pulled it out.
Yeah, I don't know if there was something that was spilled there like at some point in the past, so it just kind of there's permanently sticky spot at the back of the fridge on that bottom thing. You're doing good? Good to hear, good to hear. Yeah. Yeah, to answer the question you may no doubt have, as well as anybody else watching, we're working on maxing out our scores. So, like, we know our lives are maxed out already.
Yes.
It's the scores that we're going for.
They were maxed out like 10 times over in the last stream from just this part.
Yeah.
I did the math for reasons I don't fully understand.
You do the math for reasons that I come up with the idea of us doing this.
You're not wrong. I watch math videos online sometimes.
See, we're both obsessive about things. The exact things we're obsessive about slightly different. I think the microwave ended.
I know. I think I'll just wait till after.
Okay, okay. Sort of if you wanted to go quickly grab it before. Like,
20 seconds. Yeah. This way will also even out its temperature a little better. But the microwave work right.
okay. So what's everyone up to today? Anyone doing anything interesting? Oh, to any Americans in chat, are you doing anything interesting tomorrow for Independence Day? The day that, you know, we all celebrate Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum stopping an alien invasion.
That's what I always do.
Yeah, you think LEGO should get Nintendo's licenses because that'd be cool? Yeah, yeah, that would really be awesome. Like Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Star Fox. Star Fox would be good.
Yes.
Ships, F-Zero.
Yep.
Like pretty much every Nintendo franchise would be good, but like, yeah, those would have to be good because they have like awesome sets right off the bat. Like Mario, obviously, you have to decide, like, because you're not. I mean, I could see them doing like if they did this and started getting big, like on the same level as like, you know, like Star Wars and Marvel, where they do the occasional like bigger collector set. I could see them doing like Super Mario Brothers 1-1, accurate, just a long, just a long level. That's just one
awesome.
Yeah. Because it would be too long to do it as just a normal set.
But they could also release a bunch of sets that together make it.
Yeah. But some parts of that just on their own wouldn't really be that interesting of sets.
Oh, agreed.
But yeah. For standards, I think it would more just be like a, you know, they'd do like a Mario, like, land, Mario, like, underwater, you know, just like, with some of the important elements of it, and then from different games and such. Yeah. Zelda, of course, would have a lot of also stuff from different games. Ooh, Zelda, some good stuff will be from Wind Waker with the boats and ships and such. Yeah.
The sword fight with Ganon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite boss battles.
Mario Maker 2 set would be huge seller because marketing at the right time is key and it would work for both companies. I mean, what exactly would be a Mario Maker 2 set that would differentiate it from just like a standard Mario? I mean, I guess Mario in the builder outfit.
Oh yeah.
But like, and I mean, I mean, let's see what. I mean, there are some unique elements to Mario Maker 2, so definitely include some of those. Yeah. But yeah.
A bunch of blocks.
Oh. Man, the only thing is I'm not sure because I think somebody does probably have the license to Mario for like building blocks and something like Connects or something. But it would also be a really good fit for both companies because like new blocks of that are exclusive to that set, yeah. That most Nintendo franchises are generally fairly family friendly. Because LEGO, like, doesn't want to be doing more, like, violent stuff, generally, unless it's an older setting or a more sci-fi. Like, they don't want to do, like, guns, that are, like, more recent than, like, the World Wars or whatever. They're fine with it in, like, Western sets, and then also do, like, you know, energy weapons in, like, Star Wars or whatever, but they don't want to be doing... So there's a lot of video game stuff like Call of Duty or even Halo that wouldn't really work for LEGO to do, but like most Nintendo franchises, heck, like the main Nintendo shooter franchise is Splatoon, which is all just like, you know, paintball stuff. Oh, I mean, Mario is violent, but it's a cartoony violence, which LEGO's fine with. it's the more realistic violence that LEGO tends to shy away from. More realistic violence in like a because like I definitely see people who want like Nintendo to do like Call of Duty or Halo, and they're not Nintendo, Lego to do Call of Duty or Halo. But they're not going to do that because of the fact that there's like guns in there in a post like World War era. Like they're fine. Lego is fine with it in like Western or like muskets for pirates. I mean, honestly, there you're like probably not hitting anything anyway. Cannons, yeah. But yeah, Mario is definitely very violent, but it's a very cartoony violence. Like there's only like 2 Mario games with guns, and they're still very like cartoony stuff. Yoshi Safari and Mario plus Rabbids. Yeah.
What was Safari about?
I think those are the only 2. I mean, there's obviously like Mario's in other games because like there's like some like guns in like Smash Brothers games, but again like it's all like energy like weapons. Like that's why like Snake in Smash Brothers mostly has like explosives and hand-to-hand combat. He doesn't have any guns.
Yes, because explosives are fine. God.
Yeah. Yeah. It also was weird with Snake because, like, his normal attacks, like the ones that are normally the physical attacks, are like the explosives, and his special attacks are like the hand-to-hand. Isn't that the way it works with Snake?
I play a lot.
So I think it's kind of reversed from the normal way. Kind of weird to think about, but I mean the thing is that's also the other thing they do. Is they do try with Smash. They do try like change it up so that like there's unique characters and such.
Yes.
Just thought of the best
important thing in games.
Yeah.
We have like choice of characters. I mean.
Yeah. Just thought of the best idea for Lego. What is the best idea for Lego? We've been getting some auto hosts in addition to our regular. So I'm like, yeah, we're getting like some decent viewer counts here. And it's all the auto hosts, which is really nice. That's what I found. Since I've been on the Planet Army, I've been getting a lot more auto hosts.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people that have like it just had to auto host people on my team.
Yeah.
I haven't done that because from what I can understand, it'll do team members before people even on your list.
Yeah.
And, like, Planet Army, I love everyone that I've watched or whatever, Planet Army. Everyone's amazing. I'm assuming everybody that I haven't watched also amazing. I just, can't personally verify that yet. But the thing is, there's like 178 people in the team.
Yeah.
So it's like, and there's pretty much always somebody alive, so then, like, I'd never be auto-hosting anybody else.
Yeah.
Assuming it works that way, which I do. The only thing I could find was, it was a thing on Twitch's site, but it was also had other information that was, like, clearly out of date.
Oh, yeah.
So, Blast from the Past series, Super Mario World set is really expensive and loads of classic games and stuff. Collectors of games are happy, the game makers are happy. Lego is happy, the customers are happy. What I would do is, I would actually have, like, for, say, Mario, I would do, like, I would do Mario sets for multiple different games or whatever, and multiple different price points or whatever, so you'd have, like, both cheap, mid, and, like, expensive sets from different eras. And, like, you'd have less expensive sets because, especially at first, because you want to do, like, most of the mid kind of entry, a good chunk of cheap ones as well, and then a few of the more expensive ones. But I would have them spread out. It's like for Mario, I would try to do, like, kind of have, I don't know, maybe, I want to say like one from each game, but even that, or main game, but even that might be too much because that would be like 20 right off the bat, 20 somewhere off the bat. I mean, you could skip Mario Brothers and Mario Clash initially. Most people wouldn't consider those main games anyway. You could probably also skip Super Mario Run for much the same reason. But do like a Super Mario Brothers 1 set. Honestly, a Bowser fight, Super Mario Brothers 1 set.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Super Mario Brothers 2, I'd kind of do like a basic area with like Turnip, Shy Guys, and such. Maybe a Birdo fight. Super Mario Brothers 3. The first time I would do Giant World.
No, fair enough. That's a pretty iconic thing.
Yeah, it's an iconic, and it's like also like kind of sets it apart from everything else.
Yeah.
World.
Something with Yoshi.
Would definitely have to have Yoshi. Yeah. Yoshi's House, maybe?
Those would be pretty good.
Yeah. It'd be a good smaller set, or well,
Or medium
set. Yeah. Yeah. Game mix-up, and they made a set of 2 games like Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie mixed. One and had a chance of winning the console in the 2 games. I'm not. Let's see. Did a game? Oh, made sets of 2 games. Like what? I don't know. That I don't know if that would work because of Banjo-Kazooie being owned by Microsoft. All that like, and also the fact that like, I don't know what console you mean winning, because like they're not going to be like giving away an N64 because they don't still make N64s.
N64 Classic.
Oh, we can only hope. Yeah. For a Super Mario 64 set, Ship from Rainbow Ride would be a good option. Maybe one of the boss battles like King Bomb, or ooh, the Courtyard would be a good one with the booze. I mean, this would also just be like for a series, because as it goes on, they would make more and more sets from all the different games and such. I mean, something like Mario Brothers, when they would eventually make it, they would make like a single Mario Brothers set that would just be the Mario Brothers level. Maybe you eventually make like an ice version of it, but you just have like the enemies, each of these types of enemies coming with it, with the basic set or whatever. Because there's like 3 types of 3 main types of enemies, and there's like the Freezies and the Fireballs. Our first set, nothing could be good enough because you'd have to get a sound effect speaker with it. Not really, like, because like these are Lego sets. Like, you don't like Star Wars has iconic stuff, sounds and music and such, and you don't get a speaker with Star Wars. Most Star Wars sets. I think there's a few that do come with. Actually, aren't there some minifigs that make some noise or light up when you like push it down their head or something?
Light up, yes. I don't know about
sound, but yeah. And there's like with lightsaber or whatever lighting up. I know that when you push down the head, which is kind of cool. I mean, the game is weird without sound, but like you're with Lego sets, that's not like you're not playing the game. You can like kind of play your own game with them or whatever, but you can also then just like have the music playing from your computer or whatever. Or get a soundboard if you want to do the sound effects. Super Mario Sunshine would have good sets. Well, all the Mario games would.
Super Mario Galaxy.
What?
Super Mario Galaxy.
That would be a fun one, especially for some of those like small planetoids that you can like walk around, where you just have like you have a set with like studs on all sides, so you can have like Mario upside down or whatever. And then you just have kind of like one of those like you have some of those invisible, those or clear pieces for like the stand to keep it like you know the whole thing held up or whatever. I need to look through the Marvel sets that they've made to figure out what they've... Because I think they have a set with Giant Man.
Nice.
And see if, like, he's brick-built, or what exactly. Or just, like, a really massive minifig. I mean, not really called a minifig at that point. Like, even, like, you know, like, the ones like Hulk or Abomination that are, like, bigger. Those are called maxi-figs. Huh. Yeah. Yep. You're easily gonna get to 8 million by the time we're done today.
Excellent. Yeah.
Coins, coins everywhere. So let's all buy a drink.
Wish I could use coins in real life.
What?
Wish I could use coins in real life.
Yeah. Like, really, you take, like, any video game and it's just like, if I could transfer the money I've made in this game to real life, I'd be so rich.
I don't know what the exchange rate is, but...
I mean, even with poor exchange rates, just the amount of video games I've played in my life.
Yeah, I know, right? I remember when I was doing Animal Crossing, how much of the money I got in there, in my basement.
Well... Wi-Fi's playing up. Oh yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by, and you have a good day, good rest of your day, and see you around. Thanks for stopping by. I remember in Animal Crossing back in the day where you were ready to pay off your final debt for me, but it was my game, my town, and I was like, nope, you're not going to get a gold statue, so you just started giving me money so I could pay off my debt first, so you could finally pay off your debt. Because you just had more time to spend on the game than me, because this was like, you know, when I was in high school and you were in junior high or possibly also high school, depending on like exactly. I was in grade 10 when we got the game, because I don't remember when exactly I got Animal Crossing. So, if I was in grade 12, you would have been grade 10 and also high school, but I don't remember for certain. But either way, it was during that brief period of my life where I actually had, like, an active social life. Like an offline social life. Nowadays I have an active online social life, but... yeah.
This thing was like... almost full before.
Well, yeah, that was like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I know.
and they're right, like, here. So sometimes I stack on them, and it's just like, oh. I try not to finish them off, because I'm like, oh, like, this way I have some more, you know, when he comes here to continue. Hey, Ken. What? Oh. That'll be Evans.
You can move them if you want.
No, I'm fine.
Ken, are you using your car tomorrow? Didn't think so, just thought I'd check to make sure. Because I'm working 4 AM tomorrow. And then also me and Evan are going to be continuing this half in the evening. So if I can drive, then I can get home. That's the big thing, is getting home quicker and getting more stuff done before Evan shows up at 4 for us to continue this tomorrow. We're making good progress. I'm at almost 7 million. He's at a good point past 7 million. He had a bit of a lead on me, and I think he's also getting coins more efficiently. I don't know how.
Because I'm amazing.
He jumps there.
I jumped there, yeah.
Yeah. You get the ones up top.
I mean, I try to jump there. I don't always succeed.
Yeah.
Controller is the most responsive, and
Yes.
also kind of timing is a bit.
Timing varies. Kind of precisely, too.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you die? He didn't touch anything.
So he's at 7.6 million already. I'm expecting he'll be at about 8 million by the time we're done today. That'll probably be somewhere around where he is right now. Yeah, so we're gonna go till about 7 today, then pick it up again tomorrow at 4. Maybe go again till 7, or maybe tomorrow maybe a bit longer because Friday I'm not working 4 AM. I'm working 9 AM Friday. So.
So are we picking up?
Tomorrow 4.
Yeah, tomorrow, yes. I thought you don't know.
Well, no, because I'm going to see how far
Yeah.
we get tomorrow.
That's fair. I mean, yes, that's fair.
Because, like I said, Friday I'm working till 5:30, so it's like, okay. I don't know yet if I want us to play on Friday. I'm not going to have time on Saturday, regardless, because it's Star Wars RPG.
Yeah.
8-hour work shift and Star Wars RPG, not going to have time. Sunday maybe, though. Sunday I will be doing SubRequest Sunday, playing some Link to the Past, but that'll get be like, 1 PM to 4 PM. So we can, if we need to, pick this up right after that, at 4 again. Also realized something with me beating Lego Batman today. I'm now 1 Lego game away from Lego games also being eligible for my 24-hour marathons. Joining Mario and Zelda. You need at least 8 games that have been beaten for me to the series be eligible for 24 hours marathons. At least 4 for being eligible for 12-hour marathons. Working on the assumption of, like, spending at least 3 hours on each game type thing. Because I really like doing that as a general rule, is spending at least 3 hours, because that way, like, you really have time to spend with the game.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, oh, I fail once, I move on.
Yeah.
Type thing. Or, like, yeah. I mean, there will be exceptions, like, I don't know necessarily for the... I mean, well, for anytime if I, like, 100% a game during a marathon, finish... Or, like, more likely, finish 100% in game or whatever during a marathon. Then I'll, like, move on for 3 hours or whatever, but, yeah. The other thing I've now started doing is I'm also including the games that I have already 100%ed, but I'm now going to be speedrunning in the total amount of marathon games. So if I like spend some time on every game that I still need 100%, and I still have more marathon time, I'll just move on to games that I've 100% of. I'm now speedrunning. Figure this way, there's more chance of me actually speedrunning because currently the only other way is like people subbing at tier 2 or 3 and requesting one, and I'm not really expecting anybody to sub at tier 2 or 3. Just considering I don't even have a tier 2 emote right now. Because alongside like my Link emote, the Love emote, that one was my tier 2, but then, once we got additional tier 1s, as affiliates, I moved that to tier 1. So currently I have the 2 tier 1s and the tier 3. So I need another 3 tier 1s and a tier 2 yet. I already know what they're gonna be. It's like my tier 1, me and Mario outfit waving as a hey emote, me in the Link outfit holding up a heart container as a love emote, and then the tier 3 is me as Kirby sucking food in as a hunger emote. So the other tier 1s, there's a lot of there. Me as Chase McCain, like Lego minifig from Lego City Undercover, sipping a mug, so from a mug as a sip emote. Me as I was gonna do one of them is me as Ryu, and one is that's me as Mega Man. I can't remember what I was gonna be doing with each of those. So that's all my tier 1s, and then the tier 2 I'm gonna do is me as Gen 1 Pokemon Trainer hugging a Charmander as a hug emote. I decided to do that one as tier 2 because I already have the love emotes. I'm like, love and hug emotes cover some of the same stuff, like, not all of the same stuff, but, they have enough overlap, I'm like, okay, we'll do the hug emote as the tier 2. Because that's the one that less people are going to be going for. Well, on the other hand, someone hugging a Charmander might make more people want to sub a tier 2 to get that emote. After this, I'm going to check, because I have written down what I want my other tier 1 ones. Yeah, one is Ryu. The Ryu one is probably the Rip emote, I think. So, like, have, like, eyes as X's and, like, the tongue hanging out to, like, represent being dead. The Mega Man was probably, like, thumbs up or, like, victory, like the V sign for victory or something like, kind of a victory thing, but I can't remember which one I'm getting. Or maybe a lull emote, just like a laughing. That could be as well. Problem is there's so many good types of emotes, like, like emotions or, like, other things to do. And, I get a grand total of 7 emotes, and 2 of them are, like, higher cost tiers.
Probably gonna reach 7 million pretty soon.
Yeah. There we go. There's 7 million.
I would have liked the same thing too.
Yeah. So you've talked in the past about you want to eventually stream, maybe?
Yeah, I've been thinking. I want a better computer right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I can't even play the games I want to stream on my computer right now.
Yeah.
Or the game specifically I want to stream, Civilization 6.
Yeah. But you will eventually have to make yourself a Twitch. I'm assuming you're streaming on Twitch.
Oh, probably.
Make a Twitch account. It'd be helpful to also, like, start, watching Twitch more and, like, making user and, like, talking chat, making friends. Because then when you do start streaming, you already know people. Like, me.
Yes.
When I stream. But, like, that's about it. Twitch. I mean, David has streamed.
Down.
Let's see here. Move that aside.
Those are tabletop games. Those are tabletop games.
Yeah. I think more just need good camera. This is the wrong thing.
They also want to have something.
My projects, that's where it is. Okay, the Mega Man one is the little emote. Yeah, that's what it was. I want that. And then Ryu one is a rip emote. That's my plan. It's a good plan. Need money though to be able to buy those. Also, I know I need to eventually get subscriber badges. So the base one is going to be an NES or an NES controller. I haven't decided. They're all going to be either the console or the controller. I haven't decided. I want them like to be the same.
Yeah.
I just haven't decided if I want to. So, base is NES, 3 month is SNES, 6 month is N64, 9 months is GameCube, 1 year is Wii. My bit badges, I want to be various different coins, or rupees and then coins. So like the 1-bit badge is the black rupee, which is really a thing that causes you to lose rupees. Then like the green rupee, blue, yellow, red, purple, orange, silver, gold. I went with all the different colors that appear in at least one game, and with the general order of value, because some of them will have different values in different games, which also impacts like what order they would go in. So I kind of went with the most general order. Then after that, I'll switch to coins from Mario. It'll be yellow coin, red coin, green coin, blue coin, purple coin. Then it goes to the Kingdom coins from Odyssey, which are like the actual, like look different, and they're all, I think those are all purple, right? But, which will happen after the standard purple coin. So Cap Kingdom, Cascade Kingdom, Sand Kingdom, Lake Kingdom, Wooded Kingdom, Lost Kingdom, Metro Kingdom, Snow Kingdom, Seaside Kingdom, Luncheon Kingdom, Bowser's Kingdom, Moon Kingdom. And after that I have the Star Coin, and then the Dragon Coin.
Star Coin?
That's from the new Super Mario Brothers games, where there's 3 Star Coins per level.
I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah. The Dragon Coin is, of course, Mario World.
Yeah.
And that's I have at the 5 million bits, so somebody would get that by giving 5 million bits, which would be, let me just think here. Okay, 5 million is 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Get rid of 2 because each one is, so that'd be $50,000. So I don't expect anybody to ever actually get that.
But there it is.
But it's there in case anybody ever wants to give me $50,000 in bits.
Then Eric could probably start streaming full time for a while.
I mean, $50,000 is like, I was gonna say it's what I make in like 2 years, but no. It's what I used to make in 2 years when I was working a full-time job. I'm actually not sure what I make exactly a year right now. And the thing is, my current job, while I'm working full-time, I'm also working a job where I get guaranteed raises every 500 hours of work, so the amount I'm making is slowly going up, which is nice. I mean, because of, various things, there might be times where it going up will cause it to go slightly down, just like, tax brackets and all that jazz, but like, overall it's going up over time. Currently, or at least this most recent year or whatever, when I did my tax for last year, I was making little enough that I, got back more than I spent in taxes. Because Manitoba does have like a tax credit thing if you're making like under a certain amount, because they're like, where it's like, oh god, how are you surviving tax credit? I'm pretty sure that's the technical term for it.
What I would call it.
Yeah. But it's still...
What are you doing?
But it's still based on like, how much you get back, still based on how much you make. Because like, I got this the year before, but the year before I was making so little, and while I got more back, I didn't get much more back. Or, well, percentage-wise, I probably got more, I probably got the same amount back. Or maybe even more, but because I made so little,
Until a percentage?
It was a percentage or whatever, so it's like, it was kind of like, You would think if you're making, like, you know, next to nothing, you would be needing more, but... I mean, I don't know, like, tax laws are complicated, and there's all sorts of stuff that goes into play in making decisions, and especially when it's, you know, multiple people from multiple parties having to agree on, you know, how to do things. So you end up with a compromise situation in which nobody is happy. And then sometimes people are okay with that because the other side isn't happy. And some people are just powered by spite. I'm occasionally powered by spite.
What?
I'm occasionally powered by spite. Well, somebody, like, tells me, you can't do this, I'm like, watch me. Not this, I mean, if anybody came in here and said, why are you doing this? This is stupid. You know, I'd be even more determined to keep doing this, but I'm already determined to keep doing this regardless.
I don't really have that much.
No. Yeah. But then there's like, when I'm doing something really difficult, and if somebody would be like, oh, you can't do this. That also wouldn't really work, because a lot of the time I'm like, no, yeah, I don't believe I can do this then either, but I'm gonna keep trying and see how it goes. Like the Ninja Gaiden games, I still, like, there were times where I didn't believe I could beat those. And yet, here we are.
I was like when I first beat 6 on deity level. Maybe that was less about me not believing it and just me taking advantage of how the game works and huge things. I played Venice.
Oh, yeah.
This was a 5. Who, on an archipelago. So, and then I won by the UN vote.
Oh, yeah.
By bribing all the city-states.
That is definitely one way to do it.
Also, I had to give Babylon a city up, I think. Because it benefited me to give away a city I had for reasons. Technical reasons that I don't want to get into.
Ah, yeah. Alright, I started 10 minutes late today. I was like, why is, like, the minutes and how long I've been live for, like, 10 minutes, about 10 minutes less than the minutes of, like, the current time. So I've been live for 4 hours, 43 minutes. It's currently 5:54, but because I started about 10 minutes late, just because quickly having to get everything. It's a bit like getting stuff set up. It's a problem sometimes, you know. Sometimes you're also like, oh, you know, you're gonna start getting ready, all like, oh, I haven't eaten anything for lunch. Oh, we got a follow from Micah there that notification didn't appear. That's weird. It's in my dashboard there. But it's not in stream labels. Anyway, thank you for that follow, Micah. I know you already headed out earlier. Yes, you did that follow right before heading out. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. And unfortunate stuff doesn't show up at the time, because, like, you're like, oh, you know, you don't actually get to, you know, say thank you when somebody's still here if a notification doesn't pop up.
I could also stream my experimenting on making desserts if I eventually get to doing that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there are definitely cooking, baking, that kind of stuff streams.
Like I said, my desserts seems to be all very much everything covered in fudge. Definitely sounds pretty good.
Definitely a good option, yeah.
Like take a pie, except for the pie crust, it's fudge.
Okay.
Then you can put whatever you want inside of it because, you know. Pie.
That might make pies move ahead of cake in my estimation.
The fudge pies.
Yeah.
I have to try it. Yeah, I have to learn how to make fudge.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to learn, I guess I could buy fudge probably, but that might be a good way to start off. But eventually I want to learn how to make fudge because it's presumably cheaper.
Make from scratch.
Actually, I looked it up what it was. It's actually not always chocolate either.
If you want to make something from scratch, you start by creating the universe.
Obviously.
Or, well, a universe.
Yeah, I don't need this universe.
You also can't create it with anything from this universe.
Yeah, that's the harder part.
Especially since you're from this universe.
That'd be difficult. Another card is stable time loop.
That would be this universe that you were creating.
Well, I could also create another universe. I may have to create this universe or something.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be a chain. You're creating another universe which leads to the creation of this universe, but like, for it to be a stable time loop, like it,
Yeah.
you know, implies that this, and for it to be like from scratch.
Yeah.
Well, it still wouldn't be really from scratch. But there just wouldn't be any from scratch at
It was
all.
just even weirder.
Yeah.
Time travel is fun. So I don't end up with time travel in my stories very often.
Yeah.
Especially not easily accessible time travel.
Yeah.
Like occasional negative space wedgie or whatever is fine, but those things usually you can't just, you know, repeat endlessly.
Just have to be careful to make sure it's not something that can be repeated endlessly. Because that was the thing with like Star Trek, where like original series had already found like a consistent way to time travel.
Yeah.
And then later series kept introducing more ways to time travel. Because you had the slingshot thing in the original series. Then, like, in later stuff, you introduced, like, all sorts of different anomalies and technology. The time orb in DS9.
Yes.
Which is the thing that kind of makes the Super Nintendo game non-canon. Because the time orb is in the Super Nintendo game.
Yes.
And then the TV show, they recover it from Cardassia, where it's been for longer than the TV show. And in the episode Trials and Tribulations, and the thing is that episode is clearly set later than the video game.
Ah,
Based on, like, the video game, like, video game is very clearly set, like, season 1, maybe 2.
yeah. Yeah.
Based on things like Jake's age, Jake and Noah's ages, the lack of Worf, Cisco's hair.
Yeah. Something like with Stargate, they had a way to time travel to do most of the time. Which was the Solar Flare Stargate thing. But they had a few ancient technologies that could do it too.
Yeah, the puddle jumpers, modified puddle jumpers.
I mean, they had a time loop thing.
Yeah, the time loop device. Well, I wonder what the connection was between the time loop device and, like, puddle jumpers, if there was one.
Not sure.
Because they're both ancient technologies.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems, is that, like, Stargate, they so often introduce stuff as ancient stuff that, you know, you can't really see the, like, the connection between, like, all this different stuff they did. Actually, which, I mean, over the long span that the ancients were around, it's like, okay, yeah, like, stuff would change drastically at that time. But at the same time, it makes it hard to think of it as, like, a single civilization, which is also what the show's tried, like...
Yeah. I actually tend to see the Ancient as a complicated set. Because the Milky... I mean... Yeah, the Milky Way ones mostly died out.
Mm-hmm.
But then some went to Atlantis. Or, not Atlantis. Went to the Pegasus Galaxy with Atlantis. That were kind of an offshoot of the main Ancients. That were somewhat different, or just because of the changes of societies over tens of thousands of millions of years, or however long it was.
Yeah.
But... So there might have been several even different groups of ancients in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah, but they're still like always treated as like one continuous civilization. I mean, in a certain extent, they were continuous, but like, it's like we don't consider like, I mean, in real life, like, we don't consider the various different versions of like. I mean, we don't consider just humanity in general as one continuous civilization.
No.
Like, and then you have like certain things like you have like, you know, the Roman Empire, and you have like Italy and such, and it's like you don't consider that like one.
No.
Continuous.
Well, some people do kind of consider the ancient Egypt to some extent. I mean, real historians don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean that was like thousands of years of
Yeah. Like, ancient history covers millions?
Yes. The exact amount seems to be somewhat vague. I want to say they went to Pegasus Galaxy several million years ago.
Yeah, and then just like try to figure out like the.
And I think Destiny was something like 50 or 60 million years ago.
Yeah.
And they left their other galaxy before that, presumably.
I'm not even sure if I want to look at like what the progression of technology based on like the technology we can pinpoint to a specific era of the ages. It's just like because like first of all, the technology does not seem like it advanced nearly as much as it should have for like the time they were around. Like it's like they would be like stagnant for millions of years, then like push forward a little bit, and then like.
I mean, some of that might come down to just how much technology is left to be. Like, we don't actually know at what point do we understand all of physics or whatever. Do we understand all this stuff? And some things are a matter of more of resource and desire than of actual technology.
Yeah.
Sort of like, we know we can get to Mars now. We just don't have enough of a drive to really put forward doing it.
Yeah, the other thing that was like, I don't think it's so much like the understanding physics, because there were several times where we had technology that like they gave up on, that like then like Carter or McKay would be like, okay, no, I can figure this out. I think.
Yeah, but usually didn't, or at least not completely.
They were still able to like,
yeah,
at least get to the same level as what the ancients were.
True.
Sometimes like push it a few levels further. Yeah. Sometimes you accidentally blow up 3/5 of a solar system. That was ancient technology that was with, right?
Yeah.
Indicated that, yeah.
I think it was 5/6, but whatever.
5/6, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, and then there is,
Carter blew up a star on purpose,
yes,
though.
that was on purpose.
That was a military operation.
Yeah, so that was more about just knowing the right information.
Oh yeah, because that wasn't like a difficult, that was like a, oh, we know this, we know this.
We're one of the few people in the galaxy who know the gate address to a black hole.
Yeah.
Because almost everyone else who tried dialing in there would have, you know, died.
Yeah.
What else? What else is there? Yeah, some of that also could be explained with the fact that angels were mostly wiped out, and so a lot of stuff might have been lost, even to them. But yes, when you're talking about a civilization that lasts millions of years, you have to really think about things differently. Because we don't really know how to conceive that.
And also figuring out what era of the ancients was like the four great the last of the four races.
Yes, that is difficult to tell.
We'd have to like study what we know about like Asgard history.
Yes,
because the Asgard after the ancients were the ones we caught the most of. Sweets through there?
Yeah.
Plans afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a busy person this week.
Yeah, apparently. We picked this exact week that Joe decided to randomly come back for a week.
Yeah.
So it's like... Joe didn't invite me to just go with him for like 3 months.
Go with you, or go with him where?
To where he lives right now.
Which is?
Alberta.
Okay, Alberta.
Yeah.
I don't know where he lives.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't want to know, yeah. So, that depends on if I'm gonna get any work here too, so it's kind of like I have to decide I'm gonna go and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get any work anyway, what difference does it make? But when something like I'm missing out on like several weeks of work, it's like, well, that might not be worth it.
Yeah. Will you be leaving if you did go?
I don't know, possibly Sunday.
Ah,
That would make this.
that's good to know.
Yeah. Because I still don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, then I might try for Friday, depending on how tomorrow goes.
Yeah.
How? Yeah. So we have another 50 or so minutes today. Especially if, like, probably just wrapping up.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
like, we're done the points by then.
another
Or
point
this
starts
course
to
can
get
be
close.
Takes like half an hour or something. Or whatever. But at that point, like, I'm done at least, and you can just. I don't have to do anything, I don't think, really. That'll
Yeah.
speed things up. Sort of. I mean, same thing when you get down to it, but rather than wasting my turns.
Yeah, you're hitting 8 million, like,
Soon, this time maybe.
yeah.
Should we do this?
So you'll almost for sure be maxing out tomorrow then. Yeah. The other thing is, we also trying to, like I was talking about Animal Crossing PodCamp earlier, and that has a current event going on that I'm also trying to, like, you know, get everything from, which, so like trying to schedule that around. It helped yesterday, the fact that I decided not to stream, so I actually got that, multiple plays of that, and including on both the car ride to and from the movie or whatever,
Yeah.
playing a bit. So it's a flower growing event where you grow flowers, they have a chance of, like, attracting, in this case it's like some kind of crabs, like hermit crabs or whatever.
Nice.
And then you try catching them, you have a chance of catching them, you have to be catching a certain amount of them to get various prizes and such. And yeah, flowers take like 3 hours to grow, they don't always have stuff appear on them, but then also you can share stuff on your friends' flowers, as long as the flowers were grown or whatever, so I'm trying to balance it out. Oh yeah. So I think I'm actually somehow ahead of where I normally am at in these flower events by this point, so that's good.
Yeah.
Because,
Like me being ahead of my writing right
like, tomorrow I'll get, I mean, I'll maybe play it once more tonight after this before bed. Tomorrow I should get once before stream, once after stream. Friday we'll see. Saturday I'll try to play it at some point on Saturday. But we'll see. There needs to be more hours in a day.
I think this possibly slow down the Earth's rotation.
It is.
I mean, it is slowly happening. Due to the interaction with the moon.
Yeah.
But that's really slow.
It's definitely possible to slow it down faster. how difficult that would be.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that, like, it's not so much, yeah, it's not complicated, but it would take a lot of, resources or effort or...
A lot of giant rockets attached to the Earth.
There are probably other ways to do it.
But that's one of the
Probably
cooler
better.
ways.
You could use, like, asteroids to do things. Giant rockets attached to asteroids. Possibly don't even hit the Earth with them either. Able to just send them, like, across it.
Well, hitting the Earth with them,
Would be bad.
yeah.
Which is why I was commenting that we don't actually have to, like, destroy civilization in the process of doing this.
Yeah. Of course, the other thing you have to be careful of. If you slow it down too quickly,
Yes, you have those problems.
yeah, that also causes issues. We should need to colonize another planet with longer days.
I think Mars is longer.
Yeah.
No, Venus' days are a lot longer. If we build a cloud city in Venus, that would have a different day and night cycle anyway.
Yeah.
That would be like the 4-day day-night cycle. From the winds on the clouds that we'd be at.
Oh, yeah.
We could eventually terraform Venus, probably. That would be like a centuries-long
I mean, you never know.
at least as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
Obviously, new technologies could be developed and all that.
Yeah. And if we really want to terraform Venus, like in the short term, new technologies would be like more actively pursued.
Yes.
Because like even if you start something with it being like, oh, this is going to take centuries, you know,
As soon as there's a...
as soon as you start it, people are going to be like, okay, how do we speed this up?
Yeah, exactly. Other things to try, experiment, just to experience with it, even.
Yeah.
Like,
That's always one of my favorite things. Is also just when people experiment with stuff. Like you remember a couple of years ago there was that whole thing with making highways out of solar panels or
Yeah.
whatever, and there were a lot of bad or things that were brought up why that
Yeah.
wouldn't work and such. But it's like, okay, yeah, some of these things wouldn't work, but people experimenting with this and seeing, because even if the idea ends up not working, the stuff you learn from experimenting with it still gives you other ideas for stuff.
yeah, and even some of the arguments against it were only like, it's just somewhat inefficient or whatever. Like, you can still use some of the concepts on a small scale to be useful.
Yeah.
Like your driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even some, like,
Yeah.
some of the stuff like could also like be dealt with just by depending. Because like the one thing was that the surface will get like all damage or whatever by like driving on it and such. It wouldn't be taking in much light anyway. The thing is, depending on the type of material you use and such, and
Sapphire.
like certain materials just wouldn't, and, like depending on the material, it wouldn't necessarily be practical or to do at this point. But like also in like 20 years from now, it's like, oh, we can like find a way to like cheaply make something that'll like not be scuffed up, at least not noticeably for whatever.
I think
however-
Sapphire actually worked pretty well for that.
Sapphire, okay.
That's what they use for a lot of stuff, because it's like the third hardest
Okay.
on the anti-scratch metric,
Okay.
after Diamond and one other thing.
And is Sapphire relatively common, or
Well, we can make it.
there's a okay? Is it? How,
I don't know the prices for it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, how easy is it to make?
Yeah, like it's As far as gems, making gems, I think it's one of the easier ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that means it's easy compared to gems. It's easy compared to glass.
Yeah. Well, because glass is super easy.
Yeah. Yes.
You
I more or less know how to make glass.
You take like sand and superheat it.
Yes.
Obviously, if you want good glass, it's a bit more involved. But
Yes.
like that's like the basic idea. Like, and sand is super abundant.
Yes.
Heat is super easy to create.
We created the waste parts for a bunch of stuff. So.
Yeah. He does the thing that most of the time we're like, how do we create less of this?
Exactly. Even what you don't want.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about spaceships or whatever, it's like getting rid of heat is actually a pain in space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have most technology for a lot of stuff actually. We just haven't put the effort into doing it yet. Well, one of the biggest problems with battery life for a lot of things.
Yeah.
There are ways to make sort of batteries that last like 10 to 30 years, but those involve radioactive decaying elements that he used for the power.
Isn't it possible to make a battery that lasts like 100 years?
Probably. I mean, anything with, like, if you use a radioactive decaying product, you can use that as a pseudo battery.
I mean, seriously, I think the reason I was thinking 100 years does, to be fair, come from a cartoon series, The Tick, where there's a villain who's obsessed with batteries and talking about how, like, yeah, they can build a battery that can last for 100 years, but the batteries you buy at the supermarket, you know, last for, like, you know, a couple weeks or whatever. No, never mind. That was light bulbs.
Yes.
Never mind. I was thinking of the wrong thing. Batteries still, you know, yeah, like you were saying, can last a long time, but yeah, that was a specific example. So never mind, that 100 years is referring to light bulbs.
Yeah, nuclear decaying, whatever they're called.
Wait, that means the idea of a battery-themed supervillain is still up for grabs.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, because if you get
He's clearly a villain.
If you get a radioactive element
Okay.
that decays with beta radiation,
Uh-huh.
that lasts for on the order of like half of, say, 10 years or so,
Okay.
and it produces equivalent energy on what you need for whatever product you're putting in.
Mm-hmm.
Because beta radiation is just electrons,
Okay.
so that basically just creates electricity right there.
Yep.
You can then use that to produce a certain amount of energy continuously for... I mean, after its half-life goes up, it'll produce half as much energy.
Oh, yeah.
But if you just make it large enough, and you put in a backup battery to that it charges when it's not in full use,
Oh, yeah.
you can actually do some pretty cool tricks with that.
This has been Science Lessons with Evan.
I know, right?
Well, Eric makes jokes about the Energizer Bunny being a villain. Look, he just keeps going and going and going. Like, there's something wrong with that bunny.
Like Terminator.
Exactly.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Also, beta radiation is relatively easy to block. That's the nice
Yes.
thing about it. So it's not like you're worried about, like, you know, cancer.
Or Hulks.
So that's gamma radiation.
Yeah, that's what with beta radiation, you're not worried about Hulks, is what I meant. Yeah, radiation, you're worried about Hulks.
The three main types of radiation that we think of are alpha, which is basically helium nuclei.
Okay.
Beta radiation, which are electrons.
Okay.
Gamma radiation is just a high energy photon.
Okay.
There's also a few other ones like neutron radiation, which are just probably enough neutrons. And that's the really bad stuff, because that makes things radioactive.
Oh, yeah.
No, not always. Some of it just causes nuclear fission. Which also makes things radioactive, I suppose.
It makes things radioactive, or it does a thing that makes things radioactive.
Because both elements like to be at a certain place at a certain number of neutrons. And the bigger they are, the more percentage of neutrons they want.
Almost pressed up again there to just leave before getting the mushroom.
Like, hydrogen doesn't need any neutrons, but it's just, you know, a single proton is nucleus. It can have a neutron that makes it deuterium, which is what makes heavy water heavy.
And heavy water is what gave Jay Garrick his superpowers.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure Jay Garrick got his powers from heavy water.
What?
It was the golden age.
Fair enough.
Like, this predated even, like, the, you know, Silver Age, everything is from radiation. This was just like, what sounds science-y?
Cool. Anyway, then there is...
It's better than the speedster who got his powers from, like, a blood transfusion from a mongoose. I think. You don't know which of those is better or worse.
You can also add another neutron hydra to make a tritium.
Oh, yeah. I mean, eventually, like, because it was all... Actually, no. The Mongoose one was, I think, Marvel. Maybe? But the DC ones were eventually just all retconned to being like, oh, like, Speed Force chose them, this was just kind of what caused the Speed Force to choose them type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, like, with Barry Allen, it was eventually, like, retcon that, like, the lightning bolt that hit the chemicals and, like, turned into the Flash, he was the lightning bolt, traveling back in time at some point.
Tritium is radioactive, and also really valuable.
What was that?
Tritium.
Oh, tritium. I did trinium, which is, I think, from Stargate.
Yes, and that is, I'm pretty sure, not radioactive, that's as far as I can tell from the TV show.
Yeah.
But admittedly, they never actually said it wasn't.
I don't remember which trinium is, though.
That's the really strong metal that they use for, like... They found that on the planet with, like, the Native American-like people.
Yeah.
And it was what they used for the hulls of their spaceships.
Okay, yeah.
When they rebuilt the Iris, it was tritium.
That makes sense,
something, titanium, probably.
Yeah, I think it's, other than the first episode where it was introduced, it's more just like a background. This is the material that's used a lot.
Yeah.
Unlike, say, Naquadah, which is very often a plot point.
Yes, because Naquadah has some really weird properties.
Yeah, and the Quadra is...
Even weirder.
It's
more explodey.
Yeah.
Not so much weirder.
Yeah.
Like, the Quadra is almost less weird, because Naquadah has things like it's really strong, it's a good energy conductor, it can explode if you try hard enough, but it's not, like, unstable.
And Naquadah is... It's bad when it explodes, but it's hard to make it explode.
Yeah, it's sort of a...
The Quadra is, it's bad when it explodes, which could be any time.
Yeah, it happens really easily.
Like, oh no, you looked at it weird, it blows up.
There are actual explosives that do that in real life. That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Not to the same extent that the Quadra, not to be... But what was I reading about? Which chemical was it? Where it just, the description was, basically, if you do anything to it, it might explode. Explode.
Now, speaking of explosives, I was in a stream the other day. Oh. Where somebody was bringing up, talking about Metal Gear Solid 3 or whatever, what has C3 or whatever, it's C4. I'm like, is that an actual thing? Which you probably don't know is.
I didn't actually.
Oh, because I looked it up, I'm like, okay, yeah. Because, like, the C in C4 and C3 and apparently also C2 stands for compound.
Okay.
And it's a specific type of, like, explosive that's gone through different versions of it or whatever.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
C4 is just the one that is the current one and, you know, presumably the best one so far.
Yeah.
I don't know in what way it's best. Like, if it's, like, higher yield. But, of course, I think all of them are very good in that they're, like, you know, they're very handy in that they're only explosive when you actually apply a charge.
When you want them to be explosive.
Like, otherwise they're basically like Play-Doh.
Yes, which is great.
Yes, because also that makes them very easy to carry, because, like, you just, like, have little bars of them, and then you stick them to whatever you need to, apply a detonator, and then, like, get out of the way.
Yeah, you're able to shape them to whatever shape you want them to be
Exactly. Which makes it a very useful
It's really handy for making nukes. Don't...
Okay, what was I saying I was going to look up? There's something I was going to look up. If anybody in chat remembers what I said I was going to look up when my turn came to an end, feel free to let me know, but I don't remember. I'm not necessarily expecting you to remember. I don't think it was a Stargate thing. Oh, let's see. So I think it was before the type of the trinium thing. Maybe. Is it relating to this game? I don't think so. But maybe. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna, like, remember halfway through, like, my next turn and then forget again by the time it's your turn again.
Maybe I'll try to remember if you remember.
Yeah.
I just don't remember at all either. So.
We're going to max out the score. Or both of our scores. So you see Evan is currently at 8,240,000 well, 200 and some thousand, going for the max score for each of us, which is 9,990,000 or 999,990. I'm currently at 7 million some. So yeah, that's what we're working on. Also, how's your day going? Ori Power? Apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, you can let me know. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Okay. Almost my turn again. What?
That doesn't matter what, how I do this.
Yeah, we're almost done. Okay. Got the mushroom.
Mario can turn in the air.
What?
I thought Mario can turn in the air.
He's got the skills.
Well, I'll argue that. Name Jumpman didn't come from nowhere.
Yeah. That's also, like, an issue I've had in, some games, like the original Castlevania, where you can't do that, and that makes it platforming stuff up so much more difficult in that game. Because basically, once you jump, like, you're committed. And if during your jump, like, a bat suddenly spawns and comes flying at you, and that can knock you off the target. That's an outside force acting upon you.
That works.
And then you're dead. Like, there's nothing you can do.
And there's a little bit that you can do to change your direction in real life, but not to the extent that Mario does, I don't think.
Yeah. Mario is... And then there's Luigi who can jump through time.
Oh, yeah.
We don't actually even know what Waluigi's jumping capabilities are, because he's not in platformers. Yeah, I guess we see him jump a bit in, like, tennis games or whatever. But, like, you know, in there he has to, you know, keep his abilities down to a level that, you know, gives everyone else a chance.
I know, right? I assume Waluigi has the greatest jumping.
I mean, if Luigi can jump through time, Waluigi can jump through probability. Hey, Tree Frog, welcome in. Also recognize the stream. Cause, you know, I look different, and, Evan's here, and... all whatever other stuff. How are you doing, Tree Frog? How goes it? And because I'm also actually online at a time on a weekday that you can actually watch. This is what I miss about, like, regularly doing evening streams, is more people are able to watch in the evening.
It's evening somewhere, right?
I mean, it's evening, like...
It's always evening somewhere.
Yeah, but, like... As a general rule, I'm getting more viewers from North America than from Europe or whatever. Mountain Man is gone, and there are two strange yet friendly-looking men in his place. I mean... This is what I do every summer. I shave my head and... I mean, the beard, in theory, I should be keeping about like this year-round. I just generally start letting it grow because I don't feel like shaving. I'm here for a few minutes. It's still early, but has been picking up supper, so you have a few minutes. Ah, yeah. That's good. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm only going to be streaming for another half hour or so today. But doing another stream tomorrow, 4 to 7 again, where we're going to be continuing with this. Tomorrow, Evan should be maxing out his score, and I might... Well, we'll see how long we go for. I'll be getting closer to maxing out mine. So I've only been going for a bit less than 2.5 hours, because we didn't start right at 4, because you came at about 4.
Yeah.
So then I had to set up, switch over everything from the previous game. But yeah, I didn't remember to take the game of the Wii U. And yeah, and you've already got about... Well, you have another half hour, so yeah, you'll definitely get enough to be, like, past the halfway point of what you had left.
We don't die in the lobby.
Yeah. Obviously, there are things that can go wrong.
I think. But I was just Eric more ahead, so that would help too. Like, that wouldn't change that much.
No.
In fact, it might be beneficial. In some sense. Like, better if I just... Don't die that often in lava.
Yeah.
What, twice or 3 times in, like, 9 hours?
Oh, Ken said I could borrow his car tomorrow for work. That means I don't have to put together my lunch tonight yet for tomorrow. I'll have time to put it together in the morning.
Nice.
I mean, technically, even if I walk to work, I in theory have time to make lunch in the morning. It's just, you know, because I'm so used to 4 AM shifts walking, when I, like, get a drive, I'm still waking up at the same time or whatever, and I just have more time for it to go. Maxed out, that's what we're going for, maxing out the points. The lives are maxed out, indeed, but the points are not. Usually have stuff ready to go for lunches, yeah. I generally, especially for the 4 AM shifts, try to make my lunch the night before, but I'm only gonna, after stream, I'm only gonna have about an hour before going to bed, and I have more than an hour's worth of stuff that I want to do, so... Need to figure out the, trick to, manipulating the time-space continuum. Am I a viewer on my stream right now, too? Yes. I always have my stream running in the background. Why do you ask?
Well, if you always manipulate time, usually they're slowing it down.
Oh, yeah.
Which is unfortunately not the way you want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
With just, you know, relativity and
Yeah.
moving super fast or creating a black hole, you know, normal stuff.
Yeah. Normal stuff. Thank you for those bits. That's very much appreciated. How long have we been doing this?
As long as I can remember.
We spent about 9-ish hours doing this on Monday morning, early morning, during a 24-hour stream. And now we've been doing this about 2.5 today.
There was one interesting moment during this in the night when Eric had Mario moonwalk through that wall over here.
Yeah, at one point, the brick, it turned back to bricks as I was jumping through, and enough of them were still bricks that like I was in bricks, and then it pushed me back. It pushed me through the wall. I still need to actually go back and clip that because I remember. I don't remember what the timestamp was. I remember thinking of a thing to like figure out the timestamp, but or to remember it, like I think that the minutes was like 47 or something, or close to that. The cat maybe 21, 47, because like 21 I was thinking blackjack. I don't remember for certain. So it's 24-hour stream, so 21 hours, 47 minutes was a time that happened during that stream.
Yes, it was around when we were doing this anyway, so...
Yeah.
It was when we were just actually doing levels.
Yeah.
I remember that, kind of.
Okay.
It's 3/4 of the way to maxing out a score.
Only stream Super Mario Brothers 3? I don't only stream Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, it's just...
That's move on. Oh, the big one is... Yeah, move on. I need to find some way of, like, shortening that down, but while still having all the relevant information. But I'm not sure how to do that. But no. I stream a lot of stuff. Variety. Most... Yeah, like, earlier today I was playing some Lego Batman video game, beat the game. Next... yeah, you can see my schedule down below in the panels. This actually isn't even really an official part of the schedule. This is more, oh, we started this during a 24-hour marathon, and now we're just, like, going to try and complete it.
Because, you know, the system is still running from then.
This is an NES, so can't just, like, save and come back to it later. We can leave it on and come back to it later, but it's an NES, so, you know, you don't want to be counting on it staying on forever. Forever and a day, that's how long I'll stay. What song is that?
I don't know.
Well, that's something Pokemon, I think. Forever and a day, that's how long I'll stay... Something, something, something.
I don't know, Forever in a Day or something like that is a Stargate. Forever in a Day, that would have been. I don't know.
Forever in a Day?
Maybe?
Which episode?
The one where Daniel was having visions of his wife dying or something.
That one, okay, yeah. Because, like, when I was thinking Forever in a Day, that sounds like, you know, that would be an alternate name for, like, Window of Opportunity.
Yeah.
The time loop episode.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I just thought of something I wanted to tell you, but that was regarding Spider-Man Far From Home as spoilers, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody watching. I'm going to tell you after stream.
I remember.
If you remember. It was... Well, I can tell you a few things, because there were some times where, like, in the movie where, like, license plates were seen.
Okay.
There was one that was, a F15, I can't remember the rest of the numbers were, but like Amazing Fantasy 15 and then like the date. So that's like the first appearance of Spider-Man. There was one that was MT something, which was like Marvel Team Up issue that had Spider-Man and Nick Fury teaming up. The other one I can think of was the... Or no, actually, there were two others. There was one that was like ASM's like 200 something, which was, I can't remember what that was like. It would have been an Amazing Spider-Man issue. I can't remember which one it was. There was another one that was a bit of a spoiler that if you had seen like it knew what it was referring to and been like, oh. But that one's the one I want to tell you about after stream.
Yeah. Ah.
So I don't want to be spoiling anything. For people that haven't seen it. Because the reference to the other ones I mentioned are bad. Because it's like, oh yeah, like, if you've seen the trailers, you know Nick Fury's in the movie.
Yeah, and it's not like knowing the first appearance of Spider-Man is going to be a spoiler.
No. It's the most expensive comic I own, Amazing Fantasy 15. Cost me $2,000 some. It's supposed to be the oldest comic I own, which is Detective Comics 47 from the 1940s. That didn't cost me nearly as much, only a few $100s, but that's just because, at that point, just because it's really old, unless there's only so many copies of it, right? Amazing Fantasy 15 is expensive because it's first appearance of Spider-Man. I mean, it is also old, but it's not as old. Like, it's 1960s, close to 1940s. But, you know, first appearances of old stuff.
Yes.
What was it? There was some Marvel comic that came out recently, which actually had a Deadpool story in it that was talking about one of the plot points was like about how the comic speculation of the 90s with like Marvel putting out like all these variant covers and all this stuff trying to sell more copies and people buying up all this stuff thinking it would be worth a lot and then not, and that how that almost led to like the death of Marvel Comics. And there are variant covers of this issue going on eBay for ridiculous amounts because of the fact that it's also the first appearance of some new character. And it's like, like, seriously, folks? It's not gonna be worth anything. Like, what you're doing is you're just charging a lot of money for something that, like, is gonna be, like, dollar bin material in, like, in a few years. It was like back in the day when, like, a Comic-Con in Winnipeg or whatever, or me and my buddies would go there, and then we'd, like... Oh, because or at least the first year we went there, and where we found this place where they had dollar bins or whatever, but the comics were completely disorganized or whatever. So we just, like, knew what each other were looking for. We each chose, like, a different starting point. We're just leafing through, looking for stuff. The amount of copies of X-Force #1 we found in there was just like, or an X-Men #1 for like the X-Men Volume 291 or #1 from the 90s or whatever. There were just ridiculous amounts of those ones because those were both like amongst the ones that like Marvel did like alt variant covers and part of the game is just it was just like seeing how long it took till we found each of the different variant covers for X-Men #1, Volume 2 #1 in those dollar bins. Yeah. Apparently there wasn't even one in Winnipeg this year.
Yeah. There was something about prices and
Okay.
something, I don't know, if they decided not to do it or something, I don't know.
Weird.
That's the only version I'm getting secondhand from.
Yeah,
Who may also be getting a secondhand.
I'll definitely have to look into that because, like, every year we've gone, like, it's been full, and, like, so it's, like, not a problem with, like, people not going and such. So I'm really curious what exactly the issue is. Like, yeah.
I'm more like going there for playing games there anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, especially because this year I'm not going to San Diego Comic-Con, so it would have been nice, but... San Diego Comic-Con is happening this month yet soon, so... Pretty sure... I think Marvel Studios has a Hall H thing, which will probably be some then, like, Phase 4 stuff. Oh. And after seeing Spider-Man Far From Home, I can definitely see why it was Phase 3 still. For a long time we were assuming it was going to be start of Phase 4, but like, then like a couple months ago they were like, oh no, like it's the final movie of Phase 3. You can definitely see why, because it's very much like a, kind of an epilogue in some ways to Endgame.
Yeah.
And then, without spoiling too much, definitely has a lot of stuff tying back to the first Iron Man. I did not, no. Did not work. We'll see. I'm also getting paid tomorrow, so depending on how much money I have, might do some cheering myself of some bits in some channels. And, well, I don't know how much time I actually have to watch channels, so we're also doing this again tomorrow. Yeah, and sometimes that's all you can do. You can try. But sometimes things just don't quite work. But this will work. We're gonna max out our points here, and okay, thanks for stopping by, thanks for the bits. See you later. Enjoy, supper, right? What? I know it's supper. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I should be able to get to 8.5 million by end of stream, because you'll got one more go at it after this. That's probably what we'll do. So I'll do my go, and then you'll do your go, and then while you're doing your last go there, I'll go find somebody to raid and such.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What? I don't have to worry about who you're rating.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know, like, pretty much anyone. I mean, you recognize a few names of people I follow from me talking about some streams, but, like...
Yeah. 8474.
Oh, nice.
It was a 7. But that would prove it 9 points. I don't really want to do.
Yeah. Okay, so we're both a bit further than I was expecting. Well, I mean, kind of estimating, more estimating we'd be at least, I suppose, but... Yeah.
It's good, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a cloud on you?
Me?
Yeah. Because you haven't...
Yes, I think I do. Can I get past Force 2 with them? Yes? Okay. I couldn't remember.
Because then, yeah, when you max out before me, you can, like,
Actually go off and do things.
go and start beating other levels in the...
I
world.
approve of that. That also gets us done more stuff.
Yeah,
Especially in this world with the pipes, you can warp back to only have to use it every time I die.
exactly.
Because I'm not as confident with this world as some other worlds.
Yeah. Once we get to World 8, it's relatively easy sailing. Like, okay, yeah, the levels are difficult, but like, there's nothing special we need to do other than just beat everything.
Yeah. And we have stacks of items.
Yeah, in World 8, you need to beat everything other than hand levels anyway.
And we want to be the hand levels because
Yeah. Hand levels give you,
stuff.
yeah, leaves.
Yes, I remember that being a big deal when I was doing this on my own, just because like I need stuff.
Yeah.
Anything. I had enough P-wings and whatnot that we could run. Nothing should be that difficult.
Yeah. And there's the fortress right before the castle, which is great for getting lives. Because it has like something like 5 or 6 one-ups in it. So, what? Yeah. So like, if we get to that and we're not at max lives, just run through that a couple of times. I'm almost at all 7s. I'm not gonna make it on this life, but... Okay. What was I at the start? Just over 6 million?
Possibly.
Yeah, so I'm not quite at the halfway point then of where I needed to be, so... But we are going a bit longer tomorrow. Potentially going a bit longer tomorrow, so in theory we might be able to finish it off tomorrow. It would be ideal.
The game or this level?
The game.
Okay.
Like, once we finish off...
It won't take
this,
long.
Yeah.
It'll be like
And especially if you're starting to beat other levels in this
in
world before I'm done.
the, yeah. But we're going pretty faster than we're taking on this level.
Yeah. Okay, do my sign-off command right now, don't forget to follow me if you enjoy the stream. You can follow me on various other social media. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 PM Central Daylight Time. With this, possibly continuing it, if we don't finish it tomorrow, possibly continue it on Friday evening. That time, I don't know yet what it'll be. I'm gonna see how things go tomorrow before making any decisions. And then Saturday is Star Wars RPG stream at 8 PM Central Daylight Time. Sunday will be a sub-request Sunday. Currently, Link to the Past is winning. And, yeah, so I'll be doing that at 1 PM on Sunday. And, yeah, it's my upcoming schedule. I'm gonna go find somebody for us to raid. If anybody's still active in chat and wants to join us on the raid, that would be amazing. But I also understand if everybody is just lurking or all that jazz. I completely understand. I myself am regularly a lurker, and I'll rarely come out of a lurk for a raid. Sometimes I will help out a raid, but it's very rare. Now let's see. Who do we want to raid? Oh, what did Astro just went live? What is Astro streaming? Oh, if Astro went live, he has a time. he'll be going a lot. I mean, he'll be like on the countdown timer to starting stream in like 3.5 minutes. So I don't know if I want to raid him right now. Oh, he's playing Super Mario Maker 2. Probably a lot of people playing Super Mario Maker 2 right now. Some Stardew Valley, more Mario Maker 2, World of Warcraft, Doki Doki Literature Club. Are you familiar with that game?
A little bit. I don't know much about it, but I've...
It's a visual novel,
Yes.
but that is a haunted visual novel.
Yes.
Link to the Past. Defeat Ganon with wall kicks. I is confused, but okay. Zelda Breath of the Wild speedruns. More Mario Maker 2. What's our viewer count at? 6 right now. How much time do you have left? 6 seconds, okay. See, we are kind of like later than I normally stream, so I'm like going to raid somebody I don't get to raid very often. I'm also trying to think who. Let's see. But I also don't know if I. Do I want to raid Glitch Cat? We've raided him before, but not in a long time. He is a bigger streamer, but you know he's also somebody we know. Kind of want to raid him. Although, it is Super Mario Bros. 3, so then he's going to be asking questions like, oh, how's the stream going? What were you up to in the game? And then it'll be like, wait, didn't you already do that like a few weeks ago? Or months ago or whatever? Because I did mention that in his Discord about the maxing out the score. It's just like, well, yeah, this is 2-player. This is a bad idea. Let's see here. Let's check Astro. Let's check Astro's stream. Astro is always a safe person to raid. Playing Mario Maker 2. 50. Okay, yeah. Have to wait through an ad anyway. So yeah, we're gonna raid Astro. The Astro Path. We pretty much always get hosts from him that are kind of auto-hosts, but not Twitch's auto-hosts, because he has his own program to host automatically that predates
Auto-hosting.
Auto-hosting. Yeah, we're gonna go raid the Astro Path. If anybody wants to join me in that raid, you can copy and paste that raid message. Yeah, he's starting in 15 seconds. That gives us plenty of time. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for coming out. It's been a blast. I'll see you all later. Okay, there we go. We have 3 viewers in the raid, which is good. If there's only 1 viewer in the raid, it doesn't show a notification even as a host notification. If there's only 1 person in the raid, which is the streamer itself, right? And it doesn't even show a notification. Like, it'll show like if you look into your who's hosting you, that person's hosting you, but that's it. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. It's been a blast. What do I have to do? I have to close that. Then I can put on volume to internal speakers without like the game blaring out of it. Yeah, see you everyone.
Right now.